Breaking news! Something's brewing in Baltimore, and it could change everything you thought you knew about this team heading into the most important game of the season. We're not just talking about playoff implications. We're talking about locker room decisions, unexpected power shifts on offense, and a potential absence that could flip the entire AFC picture on its head. This isn't just Ravens versus Steelers. This is the story behind the story. The one detail no one's talking about yet, but everyone will once it hits. But before we dive into this massive update, do us a quick favor, hit that like button if you're a true Ravens fan. It helps more than you know. And drop a comment right now with "Go Ravens" to let us know you're locked in and ready to ride with the flock into Week 18. Alright, now let's get into what could be one of the most shocking developments of the season. Lamar Jackson. That's where everything begins. And right now, it's where all the uncertainty lies. After leading the Ravens to a dominant season, whispers of doubt are creeping in just when the team needs its leader most. According to Mike Florio, the latest word is that Lamar's availability for Sunday night against the Pittsburgh Steelers is the shade under 50-50. That's not the confidence you want heading into a win-or-go-home showdown. Let's be honest, that kind of news hits like a punch to the gut. Lamar is the heart of this team, the spark, the X-factor, and hearing there's a chance he might not suit up feels like deja vu from previous late-season injuries that left Ravens fans wondering what could have been. The frustration is real. We're just a year removed from talking about him as an MVP, and now there's talk swirling about whether Snoop Huntley might actually give the Ravens a better chance. Let's be clear, Tyler Huntley has performed admirably when called upon. His stats are sharp: 78.7% completion, nearly 300 yards through the air across his 2 starts, 2 total touchdowns, no picks. But let's not kid ourselves. He's not Lamar. The difference in explosiveness, improvisation, and fear factor for opposing defenses is night and day. Yet, here's the twist. Todd Monken's offense has arguably looked its most cohesive with Huntley under center. Not necessarily because Snoop is better, but because Monken's play calling has adapted. It's been sharper, more balanced, and a major part of that has been the reintroduction, finally, of Derrick Henry as a focal point in the offense. Yes, you heard that right. Derrick Henry, the man we were all so excited to see in purple and black, has finally started to get the volume and respect he deserves. In Huntley's starts, Henry's role has expanded. The offense has simplified and leaned into a physical identity that frankly suits a playoff-style showdown, especially against Pittsburgh. And that might be the biggest storyline no one's talking about enough. Because when the Ravens faced the Steelers back in Week 14, they gashed them on the ground. 40 carries, 217 yards, over 5 yards per carry, total domination. Until they stopped. For reasons no one really understood, Baltimore abandoned the run late, and it cost them. That cannot happen again. Not with everything on the line. Now, here's where things really get interesting. As much as Ravens fans are stressing about Lamar's status, there's another major injury update that could swing the game dramatically in Baltimore's favor. TJ Watt, the nightmare off the edge, the havoc bringer. He's dealing with a serious health scare, a partially collapsed lung that required surgery. According to multiple reports, including Florio again, it's a long shot that he plays in Week 18. That is a massive development. Look, no one's celebrating an injury. No one should. But the absence of TJ Watt from the Steelers' defense is like removing the engine from a Ferrari. It changes everything. Last year, even when he wasn't fully healthy, Baltimore ran right at him and made Pittsburgh's defense look slow. Without Watt, that Steelers front is still dangerous. Alex Highsmith and Cameron Hayward are no slouches, but it's just not the same unit. It's not the one that thrives on Watt's disruption and forces quarterbacks into bad decisions. If TJ Watt sits out, and if the Ravens lean into a run-heavy, Derrick Henry-led attack, especially if Huntley starts, that could be the key to grinding Pittsburgh into the turf and punching their playoff ticket. But if Lamar does play, then the Steelers are in trouble. Serious trouble. Because a healthy-ish Lamar, with a fully engaged Derrick Henry and Monken calling smart, aggressive plays, could be one of the most dangerous offensive combos entering the postseason. Now let's not forget what's at stake. A win not only knocks Pittsburgh out, it locks Baltimore into the number 4 seed in the AFC. That's a home playoff game. That's M&T Bank Stadium roaring in January. That's a potential first-round matchup with the Houston Texans, who, as of now, are the most likely opponent sitting at the 5 seed with a 69% chance of landing there. The Bills and Chargers are also possibilities, but Houston is the team that's circling the Ravens' radar the most. Or do you want number 8 on that field no matter what? Because here's the other side of that coin. If Lamar Jackson does play, what version of him are we going to see? Is it going to be the dynamic, electric playmaker we all know can take over a game? Or will it be the cautious, somewhat hobbled version we've occasionally seen when he's clearly not at 100%? That's the gamble the coaching staff faces. And that's the emotional tug-of-war pulling at every Ravens fan heading into this game. You already know Lamar's a warrior. He's shown it year after year. But this isn't just about bravery or heart. This is about strategy, timing, and making the right call for the team, not just for Sunday, but for January. If there's even a small chance that rushing him back aggravates something and takes him out of the playoff picture entirely, is it worth it? That's the million-dollar question. Tyler Huntley, for all the skepticism, has done what backup quarterbacks are supposed to do: give your team a chance. And in this system, with Todd Monken's recent adjustments, he's looked more than just serviceable. The tempo has improved. The play selection has leaned more into quick decisions, RPOs, and ground dominance with Henry. It's a different look than what we're used to with Lamar, but it's one that, oddly enough, has worked when executed properly. Now, you can bet the Steelers are watching every piece of this closely. Mike Tomlin is a master of game planning and adjustments. He'll prepare for both quarterbacks, but the defensive strategy changes drastically depending on who's under center. With Lamar, you've got to worry about contain, blitz angles, and QB spy responsibilities. With Huntley, the attention shifts more directly to the run game and short throws, less chaos, but more structure. And the wild card here is Derrick Henry. This feels like it could be his moment. We've talked all year about giving him the ball more, letting him wear down defenses, and saving his best for the games that matter most. Well, here we are, Week 18, the biggest game of the season, and the Ravens might have just the right opportunity to unleash the king. Don't forget what happened the last time Baltimore ran the ball down Pittsburgh's throat. They averaged over 5.4 yards per carry, asterisk as a team, asterisk that's dominance. That's identity, and that's exactly what you want when the lights are brightest. If they stick to that formula and avoid the costly mistake of abandoning the run, this game could swing in Baltimore's favor, especially with TJ Watt likely out. Now as for the playoff picture, yeah, it's still a little chaotic, but here's what you need to focus on. A Ravens win locks up the 4th seed. That means a home game against either the Texans, Chargers, Bills, or Jaguars, depending on how all those matchups shake out. The Texans are the likeliest, holding the tiebreakers and a 69% chance to be that 5 seed. That's a young, fast team with a playmaking quarterback in C.J. Stroud, and you better believe they're not going to roll over. But first, it's Pittsburgh. It's prime time, and it's everything on the line. And let's not forget the emotional and psychological weight of this rivalry. Ravens versus Steelers isn't just another game. It's one of the most intense, physical, and storied rivalries in the NFL. Every inch matters. Every hit is personal, and every mistake could mean the end of the season. That's what makes this decision even more difficult for John Harbaugh and the coaching staff. You're not just playing for a playoff spot, you're playing against your most hated rival in their stadium with the whole country watching. Sitting Lamar, even if it's the right strategic move, sends a message that could backfire if the team doesn't execute perfectly. Meanwhile, there's a real sense in the locker room that this team believes in itself no matter who is under center. The defense is playing with swagger, the offensive line is creating lanes, and guys like Isaiah Likely and Zay Flowers are stepping up in big moments. That depth, that next man up mentality, is exactly what could carry this team through the fire. But with all that said, the question lingers in every Ravens fan's mind. What would you do if you were in Harbaugh's shoes? Because while everyone's attention is locked on whether Lamar Jackson will suit up, what's flying under the radar might be even more important. Asterisk asterisk how the identity of this Ravens team is quietly transforming before our eyes, asterisk asterisk, and why it could completely change the way they approach not just this week, but the entire postseason. Let's talk about something few are willing to admit. This Ravens offense, for all its explosive potential with Lamar, has looked sharper in structure with Tyler Huntley under center. It's not flashier. It's not more dangerous. But it's cleaner. It's methodical. And most importantly, it's effective when it leans into the power run game, led by none other than Derrick Henry. There's a serious argument to be made that this new rhythm we're seeing from the Ravens is less about who's playing quarterback and more about who's finally being unleashed in the backfield. Henry has been underutilized for much of the season. Week after week, fans ask the same question: why isn't he getting more touches? Well,